Everyone, my name is Sumit Kumar and welcome to my channel. We have already learned how to install Airflow in Docker and how to install Airflow using EC2 machines. Today we are going to use Amazon managed workflow for Apache Airflow. It means Amazon has already giving Apache Airflow as a service. So we don't have to install it anywhere. You can just use Amazon managed Airflow and it is just a using service. So you don't have to manage the cluster and all. So what you have to do is you have to simply go to your AWS account and search for Airflow. Search for Airflow, you will land here managed Apache Airflow, and then you need to create the environment. Before moving forward, I want to tell you this is my YouTube channel. I have creating lots of video related to data engineering things, so you can consider subscribing. It will be helpful in the future. So let me create the environment first. So it is very easy. You have to just follow the instructions and just go through the instruction, and it will be already done. It won't take any much rocket science here. Just you have to blindly follow the step. Okay, so I will tell you what to do here. So just read it here. So if you want, you can give the Airflow environment name. You can give the name as your project name, or let's suppose that company name or anything you can give. I'm just giving here test environment. Okay, and you can use for latest airflow. So right now Airflow version is 2.6 already launched till 14th May. Okay, but this is the managed Airflow. So they Airflow AWS team has to install their latest version, so you have to keep coming and see here. So latest version is right now 2.5.1 only, but fine, it is the stable version. You can use 2.5.1 only, and later if you want, and if Airflow has providing the latest version, you can upgrade it. So fine. And so if you watch my previous video, we have to keep our all the DAG in one DAG folder. So here you have to create the S3 bucket, and there you have to create the DAG folder, plugin folder, requirement files. This and all I will tell you how to configure all those things. I will launch it. I will show one example also, so don't worry about it. So you can create one bucket and give here. So I have already created the bucket. I will give the bucket name. So let me just you can give this anything. So I've already created the bucket Airflow DAG folder, and also have created the DAG folder. So DAG folder you have to I have given inside this bucket. I've created the folder name called DAX. You can give any name, but it's good to give the DAX. And here you have to give the plugin. It is optional, but even you can keep your plugins here. Means, and if you want to install some things, like let's suppose that you want to install pandas library or any other library, so you can create requirement.txt file and put it here. So whenever your environment will be modified or updated, it will install whatever the python package you have mentioned in this requirement.txt file. It will install. Okay, that I will show you. This is the startup script. If it is there some containerized image, if you want to, let's suppose that you want to use some image there in your Airflow, so you can give the sh file here. Okay, so i'm just giving the dag folder here. So you see this is bucket already selected here. So I'll go here, and this is dag. See, I have created the requirement.txt file, and I have kept here. I already have created, so it is already there. So you can create it, and then you can give it. Okay, and then you can mention this your requirement. If you are not given while creating the environment, no problem. You can launch the environment, and later also you can update all those fields. So no problem. So I'm just leaving like this. So next, this is the main point here. You need one VPC. In that VPC, you need at least two private subnet, and both private subnets should be in different availability zone. Okay, So you can manually create one VPC. You can go to VPC service from here and create VPC. In then you have to create one two subnet at least. Both should be in private subnet, means NAT gateway should not be attached with that, means this not be, means you can attach network gateway, but you have to create the private subnet, and then you have to give that VPC here. Okay, let's suppose that you have by default VPC. If you choose default VPC, in the default VPC there will be no private subnet, all are public subnet, so default VPC will not work. So you have to manually create the VPC where you have at least two private subnet. So if you have not, if you don't know how to work on VPC, so don't worry. AWS has given you one cloud formation script that will cloud formation template. You have to just click here and create. So if you click here, it will launch the cloud formation and stack, and it will in the template they have written all the step how to create they have given the step in the cloud formation. You just have to, don't have to do anything, just create a stack. Okay, so I have already created. It will take some 10 to 15 minutes, so you have to wait for creating. So you have to, once you click on create, you can go to your cloud formation and check it here. It will be, name will be something like this, and then you can check whether it is completed or not. Once it will complete, then you come back to here and refresh it. It will display here. So you can select, this is my VPC, this is created from this VPC. Okay, so I will select this one. So if you select this one, then you will have two private subnet. See this I selected, and then you can select the web server access. So what does it means is, whenever you have installed Apache Airflow, you have one UI where you can see the DAG and all. So DAG should be accessible through the net or should be private. That you have to see it here. So if you want to it private network, means there will no internet connection, then you have to do some extra activity here. Okay, so for the simplicity purpose, I will just select here public network, so that even you can also access if I'll share my link. Okay, so that's fine, you can just click public, or if you want to consider private, in the real time people are configuring private, so just read it here, and then we'll work on this as well, but for simplicity, for I'm just keeping this one. And this is for security group. Okay, and I already have security group, so I will just select this one. If you don't have, you can just click here, click create new security group, it will create automatically. Okay, if you just click here create new security group, if you have access to create, it will work. So that's fine. This is environment class. So how many CPU, how many worker, so if required, if your workload is less, so based on your workload, based on the DAG, how many DAG you are running, you have to select, this. So for learning purpose, I'm just selecting small one. Okay, and here by default 10 DAG, 10 workers count, so there's so it's fine. Okay, so this and all, whatever default things there, you keep it here. And also here, if you want to provide encrypted key value, so by default it is encryption will be allowed, but if you want to provide some customer provided or AWS owned, then you can create the KMS key and provide here, so that is fine, no problem. So this is for log monitor, so I will just enable all, so that I can monitor the log. Okay, okay, what is this? Airflow configuration optional, modify the default setting. For Airflow configuration option, you can set the option from the session list manually, whatever it is. So we will check it later. So I've never set up this one. This is tag. Tag is important to find out pricing on any other things. So but it's optional, I'm leaving it here. Yeah, this is important. This is means from your tag, if you want to access some other uh, like suppose that from here you want to access some other services, so that's what it is. So it will be created new one, so at least you need this permission. S3 bucket function, because we are we are checking from the DAG, from this AWS Airflow is one service. From here you want, what, where is your DAG? It is there in some bucket. Okay, so that bucket access you should have. So from one service, if you want to access other service, you need service access role. So that's what it is saying, that your this role should have permission to access S3 at least, and KMS, and log will be sent to the CloudWatch for this three access you required. So you can, if you have already one role created, you can use it here. You can click here and use the existing role. If not, then you can just leave it here, and then it will automatically create if you have the access of that. So that's fine. Then you can go to next, check it here, everything's fine, all things. Then you don't have to do anything. You just click here and create, and go for one walk, 5 kilometer running in half an hour. You will run 5 kilometer, or if you have something to watch in Netflix, watch Netflix. Otherwise, you can come here and watch my next video as well, because it is going to take half an hour. That's what I'm telling. And so don't waste your time. It will be available after half an hour. So since I have already created, so I don't want to stop it here and create again. So you just you should have to wait. For me it took half an hour, but minimum time is 10 to 15 minutes. It depend on the network speed as well. So so this is how it is creating here. So but how I have already told you, I have already created this DAG. So I will just click here. So everything's I have configured. You can see it will be like that. I have configured DAGs. Okay, so all these things I have configured here. So you will also get like this. So once this green signal will be up, okay, here traffic signal up, then you have to open here your Airflow web UI. So it is not looks like similar to my local setup here. So this is my local setup that we have done in previous. So see, this is just looks like local setup, right? This is my local home, so don't confuse. So that's why I have installed Airflow in Docker as well, and it is running fine. So there's no problem. So but I want to show you how to use managed Airflow in AWS. That's why I'm going to install this one. See, this is fine, right? See, once you have doing this is the first time, you will not see any DAG here. But why I am seeing here? Because I have configured it. If you come here, if you open this, and I will go to this bucket. See, I'm going to this bucket, and I already have DAX folder. In the DAX folder, I already have this PY file, this DAX file. If you, I hope you know how to create this one. If you are new to this one, then I have already created this playlist for you people. You can watch how to create your first DAG. Okay, you see, Twitter API and API. Okay, this is the API. You don't have to open this. Yeah, you can learn this, but I was saying this Apache Airflow. Okay, this is the Apache Airflow. Here I have created Airflow DAG using Python operator. Okay, first DAG. So this and all same thing. This local I've created. So you watch this one, and once you have this DAG file, your file, you just upload here. Okay, you just upload here. So it will come here. Once, as soon as you upload, within a second it will come here. That's what I'm having this 3 DAG here. Okay, so let me show you the code. Let me open this. Okay, S3 extract. This is the code. All things will be same. There is no much extra things. Okay, I think I was trying to do some other thing, so I will show you simple one, like see dag1.py. Okay, what is there? Open. See, this is the code. So this is simple code that is using Python operator here. Okay, if you see, this is the I'm using task, and this task. Okay, I've commented this Python operator and just using the task and calling this one. So that's fine. So for this, I want to keep this video as short as it is, because this is a video to create the environment and how to use DAG here. So you have already understand how to use this. So in my next video, I will create the DAG file in my local system, and I'll push the code into S3. Because how you will push the file here? You don't have to do it manually. You should have configured your uh, means code in your VS Code. In the VS Code, you will write the DAG and all those things you will write, and you can test whether it is working locally or not here. I'm saying how I'm doing in the real time. So if it is testing fine, then you can commit your code into code commit, and in the code commit you will have the deploy trigger, and it will put your code into S3 directly. And once your code will come here, it will create the DAG. Correct? Create the DAG here. So you know how what and all it is. This is the graph view. You can see this graph view. This is something. It will fail. So this and all things I have already discussed in my other video. You can please watch this. Watch my previous video. It will be very helpful for you people. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have understand how to create environment in AWS for Apache Airflow, that is managed Apache Airflow. You can create the environment and start using it. You have to also consider the cost, because if you are using for learning purpose, you have to keep monitoring the cost, because this cost is little bit high. Okay, so you have to keep monitoring. If you are not using, you can terminate the environment. Okay, so thank you very much. Please subscribe.